very warm welcome to these tutorials, which will empower you to play elementary music expressively and fluently. Number one, to cultivate and maintain a deep personal connection with the music throughout all your practice activities. This is the cornerstone of fluent expressive playing, and leaving it out at any stage will negatively affect your outcomes. And number two, to play by ear as much as possible, to take the music off the page, as my American teacher Sophia Rossoff used to say, and to put it in your mind's ear for the direct expressive coordination that this produces. In each video in this playlist, I'll be offering 2 tips that prioritize these fundamental elements of fluent expressive playing. Do please check out the other videos in this playlist as they form a series and complement each other. And do please visit pianoportals.com, where you can find out more about the joyful, holistic approach to piano technique underpinning the advice I'm giving here. Please note that I'm demonstrating these activities having already grown to know and love the musical sounds of these pieces in detail. That's why I don't have the score in front of me, but I would of course start with the score or with a recording or with both if I don't actually know the music yet. Exploring this piece very much lends itself to the 2 activities that I recommended in the previous video, namely long-range hearing and spot the difference. For example, comparing the second main phrase with the last. Becomes. Now, even though those are essentially the same music, just transposed a couple of steps away in the scale, do they have a slightly different tone of voice? The first one starts on the do, on the keynote, the tonic of the scale, and that leap up, the leap of a fourth, it arrives at a different place in the scale from where it arrives in the final phrase. In fact, in the final phrase, it actually arrives at that point on the tonic, the keynote, the do, the F. And I personally think that changes the inflection of the phrase, the expressive content, the feeling that underpins it. However, I'm going to draw attention to 2 other activities which I have actually been using throughout this playlist up to this point. The first I call Rach 3, which is after the opening of Rachmaninoff's 3rd piano concerto, where the piano comes in and plays in unison, in other words, the same tune in both hands, an octave apart, for quite a long time. It's quite an unusual texture to start a piano concerto. I find it hugely helpful when getting to know new melodies, as you've no doubt already noticed throughout this series. It helps you to thoroughly commit your body in a balanced way to getting under the skin of that melody, to feeding the melody into your body, its flow, its contours, its rise and fall, its character, its underpinning feelings. And feeling this through your torso in particular is of fundamental value in playing the music that you want to play fluently and expressively. And it's not even about how much your torso moves or doesn't move. Some pianists are quite extrovert and move around a lot, some are more still. I think that's primarily a personality thing. This is about allowing, permitting your torso to respond enough to the music in a deeply personal way. So it may respond with stillness or alertness, kind of aliveness, poise, or it may respond by swaying or bouncing or in other ways moving against your sitting bones. The Piano Portal's online courses are full of activities to encourage this connectedness between the music through your fingertips and free forearms and upper arms into your torso and against your sitting bones. So please do check out the resources on offer at pianoportals.com. The second is to sing and conduct, or in other ways, move to the music that you want to play. This really helps you to embody it and to hear it, to feel it. Da, 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 da. And of course, when I say conduct, I don't mean literally learn how to conduct that music as if you were an orchestral conductor. I mean conduct it spontaneously. Notice how your body responds to its contours, its nuances. Da, 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 da. Piano Portals is a truly holistic approach, and given that, I can only go so far into it with these little snippets of advice. In these tutorials, I'm starting where I would always recommend that you start, with principles 1 and 2 of 7 from Piano Portals, which is first, to connect deeply and personally with the music at all stages and throughout all activities, and number 2, to play by ear as much as possible. Piano Portals is about meeting you where you are, not doing a load of unnecessary activities for the sake of it, but becoming the expert over time on your own playing coordination, leaving things well alone if they're already working fine, but bring your increasing self-awareness to elements of your coordination that may require freeing up or integrating further. So there may be subtle refinements in the rest of your playing coordination that could empower you further to play more expressively and fluently. And for this, I highly recommend that you visit pianoportals.com and check out the ever-increasing range of online courses, ebooks, tutorials and cheat sheets on offer to open-minded pianists and teachers like yourself. And please don't hesitate to be in touch with any queries or questions or your responses to these tutorials. I'd love to hear how you're getting on with these pieces.